nevertheless, nevertheless, nevertheless.
This word means that something is true or happens, even though something else might be expected to stop it from being true or happening. Here is a sample sentence using the word nevertheless. I was tired, but I still decided to go out and have fun with my friends, nevertheless. In this example, nevertheless is used to indicate that despite feeling tired, you still chose to do something. It's often used to contrast two ideas or to show that something happened or was done in spite of a previous condition or circumstance.
Nickel, nickel, nickel.
It's a small amount of money, worth about 5 cents. Here's a sample sentence. The old coin in my pocket was a nickel, dated 1965.
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
It's an unpleasant or frightening experience that keeps you awake at night, often causing worry or distress. Here's a sample sentence. The long, grueling commute through rush hour traffic was my worst nightmare. In this example, worst nightmare is an idiomatic expression that means something that is extremely unpleasant or feared.
Nitrogen, nitrogen, nitrogen.
This is an element that makes up about 80% of the air we breathe, but it's not something we can see or feel. It's a gas that's all around us, but it doesn't have any smell or taste. Here is a sample sentence. The fertilizer was high in nitrogen, which would promote healthy plant growth.
Nobility, nobility, nobility.
This refers to people who are considered to be of high social status, often due to their family background or achievements. They are typically respected and admired by others for their good qualities and behavior. Here's a sample sentence. The aristocratic family had a long history of nobility, with titles and estates passed down through generations. In this sentence, nobility refers to the state or quality of being noble, which implies a high social status, dignity, and refinement.
Noisy, noisy, noisy.
This word describes something that makes a lot of loud sounds, often at the same time. Here's a sample sentence. The construction site was extremely noisy, with jackhammers and drills making it difficult to concentrate.
Nominal, nominal, nominal.
This word refers to something that is officially or technically correct, but may not be very important or significant in reality. It's often used for things like names, titles, or labels that are just for show. Here's a sample sentence. The company's nominal annual revenue was $10 million, but after accounting for expenses and taxes, its actual profit was much lower. In this example, nominal refers to the stated or official amount, which may not reflect the true financial situation of the company.
Nominate, nominate, nominate.
This means to officially choose someone for a job or position, usually by voting or making an official announcement. Here is a sample sentence. The committee will nominate 3 candidates from each department to participate in the company's leadership development program. In this sentence, nominate means to officially suggest or propose someone or some people as a candidate for something.
Nomination, nomination, nomination.
It's when someone is chosen or selected for something, like an award or a job. Here is a sample sentence. The committee will announce its nomination for the award at the annual conference next week. In this example, nomination refers to the act of officially proposing or suggesting someone's name for consideration for an honor or position.
Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense.
It's something that doesn't make sense or is foolish. Here's a sample sentence. The politician's promise to create 10 million new jobs in 1 year was utter nonsense, and everyone knew it.
Norm, norm, norm.
It's something that is usual or expected, and most people do it or have it. Here is a sample sentence. The new policy aimed to establish a norm of recycling at least 75% of all office waste.
Normally, normally, normally.
This word means something happens or is expected to happen most of the time, but not always. It's about what usually happens, but with some exceptions. Here's a sample sentence. She normally wakes up at 6 a.m., but yesterday she slept in until 10 a.m. In this example, normally indicates that her usual or typical wake-up time is 6 a.m.
Notable, notable, notable.
This word means someone or something that is well known, respected, and impressive because of their achievements or qualities. Here's a sample sentence. The renowned scientist was a notable figure in her field, known for her groundbreaking research and numerous awards. In this example, notable means famous or well known, especially for something impressive or significant.
Notably, notably, notably.
This word means something is especially true or noticeable because of its importance, size, or quality. It's used to draw attention to something that stands out from others. Here's a sample sentence using the word notably. The new restaurant in town has been attracting a lot of attention, notably from food critics and bloggers who have praised its innovative menu. In this example, notably is used to draw attention to a specific detail or fact, in this case, the positive reviews from food critics and bloggers.
Note, note, note.
A small piece of information or a message written down for someone to read later. Here's a sample sentence. The professor made a note on the student's paper to review the chapter again before the exam. In this example, note refers to a brief written comment or reminder.
Notify, notify, notify.
This means to tell someone about something, usually so they know what's happening or has happened. Here is a sample sentence. The police will notify the family of the victim's passing as soon as possible. In this example, notify means to inform or tell someone about something.
Notion, notion, notion.
It's an idea or concept that you think about, but might not be entirely clear or certain. Here is a sample sentence. The idea that I could learn to play the guitar in just 1 week was just a notion, and I knew it would take much longer than that. In this example, notion refers to an idea or concept that may seem plausible, but is not necessarily based on fact.
Notorious, notorious, notorious.
This word describes someone or something that is well known, often because they've done something bad or unusual. It's like being famous for the wrong reasons. Here is a sample sentence. The infamous serial killer, known as the Night Stalker, was notorious for his brutal and seemingly random attacks on unsuspecting victims. In this example, the word notorious means well known or famous for being very bad or evil.
Notwithstanding, notwithstanding, notwithstanding.
This word means that something is true or happens, even though another thing might be expected to stop it from being true or happening. Here is a sample sentence using the word notwithstanding. Despite the heavy rain, the parade went ahead as scheduled, notwithstanding the concerns of some participants and spectators. In this example, notwithstanding means despite or in spite of, indicating that something happened or was done despite an obstacle or challenge.
Not, not, not.
This word refers to zero or nothing. It's used as a synonym for a complete absence or emptiness. Here's a sample sentence. The old castle was reduced to naught after the fire that swept through it. In this sentence, naught is used as an archaic or poetic way to say nothing or zero. It's a rather formal and literary term, but it can add a touch of elegance and antiquity to your writing.